Tonight, now post-tropical cyclone Lee making landfall in New Brunswick, Canada, as it dumps 6 to 10 inches of rain and unleashes strong winds, leading to downed trees and power outages. New images now coming in from the storm zone. Plus, Lee expands into a 500-mile wide storm, allowing strong winds and rain into eastern New England and Canada, as tropical storm conditions are being felt along the coasts of Massachusetts and Nova Scotia. Grand Manan Island in New Brunswick recording wind gusts around 90 miles per hour, as tropical storm warnings are still in effect. And the latest on Tropical Depression 15, the projected path has now shifted. Should Bermuda be concerned? We have the latest track. iWeather First starts right now. From iWeather First, this is a tropical update. Good evening and thanks so much for watching iWeather First. I'm meteorologist Richie Pergolesi with tonight's update on Lee. And as we look at the visible here, look how massive the storm is. These images were taken just before landfall. And here in the water vapor satellite imagery here, we can see all that moisture that it's been dumping over New England and Canada. You can see those orange and yellow colors on your screen. That's the dry air being entrained into the system as it's weakening it. But what's very interesting is that it's weakening, however, the clouds and the wind field actually has extended up to 500 miles from the center of the system here. Look at this impacting Maine. You can see New Hampshire in here as well, and Nova Scotia and New Brunswick here as it made landfall at about 4 p.m. today on Long Island. That's western Nova Scotia, Long Island, not where I'm from, Long Island, New York. But we can see here there's tropical storm warnings in effect for this area here as it continues to make its way off into the northeast. Here are the latest radar this is actually an archive radar as it made landfall here, but look at everyone being affected here. I'm sure a lot of flash flooding was going on here as well, and some flooded roads and some coastal flooding too. Here, yep, you could kind of see the eye moving up, that center of circulation, but they changed it into a post-tropical cyclone. When I say it changed, I'm referring to the National Hurricane Center. We're going to talk about why that is in a moment. But I wanted to show you this really cool video. This is at the Swallowtail Lighthouse, and this is provided by the village of Grand Manan Islands. I hope I'm saying that right. Let's go ahead and put this in motion here. Look at this. You can see as it was making landfall, there's a lighthouse right there. Look how cloudy is all that rain and wind moving, and see the trees moving here too. So I thought this was a really cool image. So I want to go ahead and now talk to you about the power outage situation going on here. For Nova Scotia, at least 150,000 customers without power, and for New Brunswick, about just around 30,000. So Lee is impacting a lot of people, a lot of areas around here. We can see 4 to 6 inches of rain, 6 to 10 in some spots, and 2 to 4 as it goes up through Halifax here. So that is the latest in terms of the impacts. So let's go ahead and talk about where Lee is right now and where it's going to go. So it's now a post-tropical cyclone, which means the structure of the system has changed, but that doesn't mean that it's not as strong as a tropical storm or tropical depression would be. We can see here it has maximum sustained winds of 70 miles per hour, moving north at 6, slowed down a little bit right before making landfall here, but then is expected to jet off over the next 2 days here. And we will keep you updated on that as we move on throughout the day and into the next couple of days, because we're watching iWeather First all the time. So here are the tropical storm force winds right now affecting Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, of course, but over the next couple of days here, it's going to go in throughout Canada and out through the islands there as it progresses. So that is the latest on Lee. Let's go ahead and talk about Tropical Depression 15, because this one was very interesting. Here's the latest visible satellite on Tropical Depression 15. Is a little bit better organized than it was yesterday. If you remember, yesterday it was kind of like these blobs showing up on the screen. Now you can see that it's trying to get into this counterclockwise motion here. You can see some clouds fighting with some wind shear is fighting with this as it's trying to progress. However, that is going to be it in terms of 15 for now. But I also wanted to talk about Tropical Storm Margot, still out there. Very interesting. Margot is fighting a lot of wind shear, but it's still pushing along. Here is the wide view of the Atlantic. There's Tropical Depression 15, and we can see Tropical Storm Margot out there in the distance here. And then there's also another potential tropical wave out there as well that might progress into a tropical system in the next couple days. And there's that graphic I was looking for Tropical Depression 15. Here are the latest on it. It's at 35 miles per hour, moving north-northwest at 16. Same miles per hour, same speed of the winds, I should should say, from yesterday as well. And it's expected to strengthen into a tropical storm by tomorrow. But then after that, expected to strengthen again into a Category 1 hurricane and then a Category 2 hurricane by Tuesday afternoon. But it was very interesting because when you looked at the forecast track here, Bermuda looked like it was like right here, and then it has shifted over, and that's because that upper ridge of high pressure here that may influence this turn. Most of the models, the GFS and the Euro, are saying that it will make this turn. However, if the high pressure system moves a little bit to the left or to the right, it could affect the trajectory. Of course, we'll update you on that. We have a lot of time for Bermuda to prepare if they were going to experience anything. And remember, where this forecast cone is where the eye is going to be. So don't look in the middle of it. The eye could be all the way over here or over here. Very interested to see. So one more thing about Lee I wanted to talk about is the wave heights here. About 2 to 3 foot waves going on here through Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, affecting the coastal communities there, and the wind speeds here. See those tropical storm force winds. Those observations are way too tiny for me to see, but they're still experiencing tropical storm force winds. That is the latest from the tropics. And for iWeather First, I'm meteorologist Richie Pergolese. Thanks so much for watching my YouTube channel. Enjoy the rest of your day. Like, subscribe, comment, and ring the bell to be notified of new updates.